Um, this is a scarf. Oh, there's a bit of a rip. This is from Trader Vic's in Beverly Hills. This is the only memento I have from an aunt who committed suicide, and there's no real consensus as to why. Mind you, nobody ever talks. But I mean, my mother told me that she met Yul Brynner and stuff like that, all kinds of exciting people, and he tipped her a big tip. Yul Brynner tipped my aunt, and in 1974, that's when Death Wish came out. And I just want to send a message out to anyone who's considering suicidal tendencies. See, it's only in hindsight in your life that you can start to harvest, reap what you've sown in your life. And that's your experience, which is full of suffering for a reason. Remember what the Master said, carry your cross, because later you're going to be reaping your experience, and it's all going to start to make sense if you start digging for that pearl of great price that's in that whole field. Like I know I'm throwing all this shit into one thing, but it makes sense to me, because if you just hang in there and you hang in there and occupy till he comes or until you come. Like, I used to be worried about the end of the world as a so-called born-again Christian. My mother forced me into that, and they were always talking about prophecies and stuff, which is fun, but you certainly don't plan for the future. And I was sort of thinking about the end of the world, and there was a storm picture, one of the IT guys at work, and I said, that looks like the end of the world, and the guy said, yeah, for him it is. And it really made me feel better, because it's like, you know what, everybody meets the end of the world at some point, and it's going to come. But in the meantime, hang in there and don't waste your time. Start to look at the messages in your life, and you're going to find so much in your own experience, even the lamewad experience, like any lamewad. Like, you just talk to any average person and you just hang in there for more than 10 minutes, and then stuff is going to start. You're gonna get some kind of valuable information, and that's why they don't want people talking. But that's just what I want to say. Is there's a lot of people who are a little overkill, a little too romantic with that. I remember when we went down to California when I was a kid to go see her grave, that song Killing Me Softly was the #1 hit, and we would hear it over and over. And I was just thrilled because I was going to Disneyland and stuff like that. But I didn't know anything. I didn't even know who this lady was, really. But later in life, when I was in my 30s, my grandmother said, oh, doesn't she remind you of so-and-so? To my... it was funny, actually, but there's so many undug treasures of experience in your aunts, uncles, grandparents, and we're living in the lifetime when you can actually start to be like Antiques Roadshow and go and find it, for crying out loud.